Did you also notice the frequency with which Red Bull drivers are retiring lately? Not only has this been a sore point for other drivers who feel they are not performing and reaching their potentials as racers in the Grand Prix, but even fans are anxious as the continuation of this crisis could spell doom for their beloved Red Bull. What are the troubles facing the Red Bull? When did they start? Are there plans to rectify them soon? In this video, we will dissect them all. Are you excited? Because I know I am. If you've been here before, welcome back. But if this is your first time on the channel, then kindly click the red subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss on any new interesting videos from our channel. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started. Indeed, Red Bull could have a splendid start in their 2022 F1 campaign, but rather sadly, Red Bull's race in Bahrain ended in a disaster, as both their drivers, Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez, couldn't finish the race due to a fuel pump issue. The drivers who were originally looking to finish in P2 and P4 respectively couldn't even finish at all, as luck simply wasn't on their side. I mean, what a bummer. As things stand now, the defending world champion has had to endure the harrowing experience at the very start of the new 2022 season, with 2 retirements from the opening 3 races in Bahrain and most recently in Australia. So what's Max Verstappen's point of view? Well, Max Verstappen has revealed to the extent of Red Bull's self-inflicted problems during the Bahrain Grand Prix. The Dutchman's defense of his maiden Formula 1 world title got off to a disastrous start, with both Verstappen and teammate Sergio Perez failing to finish at the Sakir circuit. The 24-year-old had appeared set to take second behind Ferrari's Charles Leclerc, but an issue with his car fueling system meant he could not continue and took no points after a retirement. And that wasn't even the only issue Verstappen had to face during the race. After his second pit stop, the Red Bull mechanics dropped Verstappen's car too quickly, bending a track rod connecting to one of his wheels and making the car really difficult to drive. When asked about it, Max said, "You can lose power steering and it's just as heavy, but this was almost stuck in places so it was really difficult to drive." In another interview in Australia after his latest DNF, he said, "We're already so far down in the championship that from now onwards, basically you first need to be faster than them, which we're not, and 0 problems with the car, which we also don't have. We are already miles behind, so I don't want to even think about the championship fight at the moment," Verstappen added to Sky Sports, saying the failure to finish was pretty frustrating and unacceptable. "These sort of things, if you want to fight for the title, cannot happen," he added. Verstappen, with 1 win to his name from 3 races, is presently 6th in the driver's statuses with 25 points, putting him 5 points behind teammate Perez and 46 points behind leader Leclerc. So what are Red Bull's exact problems? With all of Max's heart-rending tales, it's only proper to ask what the genesis of the problem is. For the most part, the Red Bull has tied the whole anomaly to technical issues, but some people have said the problem is more than that, but largely to their unreliability. Firstly, the reliability problems, which they hardly had last year, but the lag behind Ferrari was also alarming in recent races. They just controlled the pace and did that without graining. If Max stepped on, Leclerc could react easily. Honda left them in F1 at the end of last season, and they haven't coped with the change as well. In terms of pace, they're close to Ferrari, but durability has been their true Achilles heel. Charles Leclerc, who has won 2 of the opening 3 races, has already established a point lead greater than Verstappen or rival Lewis Hamilton ever held back in 2021. The prancing horse looks quick, and it appears to have caught Red Bull off guard. Helmut Marko says reliability is just one problem facing Red Bull at present. Their RB18 is also lagging behind the Ferrari and is too heavy. For the second time in 3 races, Max Verstappen recorded a DNF, the reigning world champion retiring from the Australian Grand Prix while running second. It was a disappointing outcome, the Dutchman having lost 36 points as he was also P2 in Bahrain when he retired. He has 2 DNFs to his name while his teammate Sergio Perez has 1. The Mexican driver was also unable to finish in Bahrain. But while that is a pressing concern for Red Bull, it is not the only issue the team is facing, as their RB18 was unable to stick with Charles Leclerc Ferrari around the Albert Park Street circuit. And aside from lacking in pace, it was also eating up the tires a lot faster than the Ferrari. There are 2 or maybe 3 different things at play, Marko told Service TV. Firstly, the reliability problems, which we hardly had last year, but the lag behind Ferrari was alarming today. They just controlled the pace and did that without graining. If Max stepped on, Leclerc could react easily. He would then go on to add, "We were negatively surprised by the speed of the Ferrari. They had almost no graining, and we already had after a few laps. Ferrari can find a good balance with the car more easily. And then of course, there is the weight of the car. The Red Bull team advisor, Helmut Marko, said Red Bull needs to fix more than just their reliability if they are to turn the RB18 into a championship-winning car for Max Verstappen. The big problem was what happened afterwards when it looked like there was no fuel coming to the engine, and essentially everything just turned off so that the driver would have to roll back into the pit lane. Despite Mercedes lacking the race pace of both Ferrari and Red Bull, the German team got off to a solid start with Lewis Hamilton and George Russell securing 3rd and 4th place respectively. The early blow could prove crucial for Red Bull, who looked set to be a part of a potential 3-team title fight. Marko continued, "We were negatively surprised by the speed of Ferrari. They had almost no graining, and we already had after a few laps. Ferrari can find a good balance with the car more easily. With 20 races remaining, there is plenty of time yet for reliability concerns to be eased and additional speed found through tweaks and upgrades. Yet one expensive area of concern is the overall weight of the car at Verstappen and Sergio Perez's disposal. Considered among the heaviest on the 2022 grid, Marko has estimated that the excess weight is costing them on average 3/10 per lap in track performance. Given F1 does not offer an unlimited spending cap and teams need to abide by the budget restrictions, it is more complex how Red Bull lightens the load. Unfortunately, that will not ease the frustrations of Verstappen, as he fumed at the inability to compete with Ferrari on the track in this first world title defense. So now we all want to know, what is Red Bull doing to stop the trouble? In the wake of all the recent happenings, Red Bull has begun to put in place some measures. Starting with a change of its front brake ducts for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix after the major temperature management problems that held Max Verstappen back in Bahrain. Although Verstappen was set to miss out on a victory because a reliability concern meant he was unable to challenge Ferrari Charles Leclerc, even before a late retirement caused by a different problem feeding the engine with fuel. Red Bull has corrected that problem, which caused its double DNF late in the season opener. The team confirmed what the race reported after the Grand Prix, that a vacuum in the fuel pumps prevented them from drawing fuel and delivering it to the engine. But while this was clearly the most severe issue as it condemned the two cars to retirement, Red Bull had another major concern during the race. Verstappen had to manage his brake temperatures a lot, and said it forced him to abandon fighting Leclerc for the win. In what looks like to be concern for Verstappen, Timo Glock calls for him to be patient with Red Bull amid engine issues that made him retire 2 out of 3 races this year. After a glorious 2021 campaign that saw Max Verstappen win his first world title, his 2022 season has gone off to a rocky start. The major reason behind that has been reliability issues with the Red Bull engine. Verstappen was forced to retire his car at the season opener in Bahrain and once again in Melbourne last weekend. He won the race in Jeddah in between, but going pointless in those 2 races have seen to tumble down to 6th in driver standings. Red Bull is in unfamiliar territory with number of retirements they are facing, and it's up to them to resolve this as soon as possible. The RB18 being used for racing that has caused enormous inconvenience is said to be one of the heaviest on the grid that has cost them lap time. It's clearly heavier than the Ferrari with a weight handicap of about 10 kilograms. When it converted to lap time, it equates to 3/10 per lap. Currently, the simple solution that's opened by Marko is for Red Bull to lose weight, but then that means innovation, trying new things, and all those things come with a price tag at a time when F1 has a budget cap in place. He also says, but lowering the weight is expensive. It's to start with a financial issue, and secondly, it's also related to reliability. So it's a difficult split due to the budget ceiling. We are facing difficult times. Of course, some problems are inevitable, especially issues around the engine reliability. But it's back to the drawing board for the engineering team at Red Bull, or perhaps a few key decisions could make up their management to steer the team off the trouble it's in right now. I would love to know what you think. With the way that things are going for Red Bull, how much of a chance do you think they still have at the Formula 1? We will be reading your takes in the comment section. Thanks for watching the video to the end. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, then hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. Also hit the thumbs up icon to like this video. That'll let us know you enjoy our work. Until the next video, stay racing.